Okay, we are getting ready to start. Hopefully this works out great using this YouTube video. So give everybody a minute and let's see if we can get people on here. Okay, everybody, I am getting ready to start our meeting in just a second. I'm going to load our screen share now. Okay, giving just one more minute for people to get here and we'll be good to go. Okay, I have our call on too, so if anyone wants to go on there, and we're going to go ahead and begin. And then if you have any questions or anything, you can chat below in the chat window that we have open on Facebook. I'll give everybody a minute to see where that is. Okay, well, we have made it. We are in 2015, and this is going to be our year, and we're going to be smart about it this year. So I'm going to go over a few things on how we can set goals, the reasons that people actually fail when they try and make goals and set them for themselves and they don't exactly measure them out correctly. And we're going to go over some things for January and how to get yourself out there and some things like that. So we're going to go ahead and begin. Okay, well, it's really, really important to set your goals. In December, November, and October, everyone knew that it was going to be fall and that everyone was going to have a great fall. If you knew whenever you joined in August or the beginning of the year and you set your goals accordingly to what we told you every single month, the things that Scentsy told us to do, then you were ready for the fall when it came about. Now we're in January and a lot of people are like, what do I do now? So that is what we're going to discuss, because some people don't realize that in October, November, and December, you can actually set your January up. But a lot of you guys are new, and so we're going to go back and talk about how to do this. So I want you to think about for a minute, whenever you joined for $99, there was a reason that you joined. There was some kind of why behind it that just made you click that button. And the reason that I joined was for the discount. And I definitely accomplished that. So now I'm a director, superstar director of a group. And that is not why I joined, but it has been an awesome ride. And I am glad God had some plans that I didn't have. But in the very beginning, I couldn't see the forest for the trees. I just wanted my house to smell really good. So some of you guys have joined for the discount. Some of you want to have a car payment. Some of you want to actually do this full time as a career and build a team. And that's the beauty of Scentsy, is that you can do anything that you want to with it. Now, to accomplish great things, we must not only act, but also dream. Not only plan, but also believe. And there are reasons people fail whenever they set their goals. And I'm going to go over these first before I tell you how to set your goals. The first reason that people are going to fail, you got to think about why people achieve goals and why people fail. It's believed because successful people overcome 5 barriers that we're going to talk about, and it guarantees failure. Here are those barriers and how to cover them. The first one is uninspiring goals. When most people set goals, they envision a thing such as a particular amount of money, an object like a new car, a specific achievement like writing a book. Unfortunately, these things I'm going to get or do, goals don't appeal to the core of what motivates you, because they miss the point that you're actually seeking in life, and work is the positive emotions that you believe those things will produce. So the fix to this is that rather than envisioning a thing as your goal, envision with all your strength and your imagination how it would feel when you actually achieve the goal. That way you'll be inspired to do whatever it takes to achieve that goal. So for me, if I think about, I want to go to the cruise that we're going to have this summer. Instead of just having the trip on my desk, I'm actually think about it, how would it feel to know that I'm going to be with a lot of other people who actually made this goal? And how great is it going to be that I can take my husband away, own Scentsy's dime, and have a great time for the week, and he doesn't have to pay anything. I can just pamper him, and how awesome will that be? So I start trying to think about the cool things like that instead of just saying, okay, I want to get a trip. I want to really envision it. I want to feel the sand between my toes. I want to feel how it would be like on the boat, and, what exactly to expect. I start researching it, and I start learning more things about it. So it really gets me excited about it. So that's something that if you wanted to get a trip. But what about if you wanted to pay your car off? You go ahead and take a picture of your car and put it on your desk and think about the last time that you make that payment. How awesome that would be. That would be another $250 or $350 in your pocket that you could save to go towards something else. So make sure you're envisioning what it would feel like instead of just the thing. There's a thing called how to be smart about setting your goals. And the first thing is to be specific. State exactly what you want to accomplish, who, what, where, and why. And that is whenever you're going to sit down and say, who is it that you want to be at the end of the year? Do you want to be a lead consultant? Do you want to be a superstar director? Do you want to be a director? You write down who it is you want to be. What are some things you want to do? Do you want to go on the trip? Do you want to be able to give back at Christmas time at the Children's Hospital because, you were able to get up a buddy drive? Where do you want to be? Do you want to go, do you want to take the money and go take your husband or your family somewhere to Disney World or something if you don't want to do a Disney trip? And why? Why is this important to you? A lot of people forget to think about the reason that they hit that $99 button and think there had some kind of hope or something that you had at that moment that made you do that. So for a minute, I want you to reflect and remember, why did you do that? That's very important to know. Okay. Measurable. How will you demonstrate and evaluate the extent to which your goal has been met? So a lot of people say, my goals for 2015 will be blah, 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 blah by December. Well, that's not a good way to measure it. You need to make it short, little stints of growth and different goals during the year. So say by March, I want to have at least 7 basket parties that I have put in. I want to have talked to 10 people about joining, because the most important thing about getting people to join your team is they're not going to join if they don't know what you do and if they don't see the passion behind it. And there's no way that, there's going to be those people who stumble upon your website and join and you get to meet them later and they found you because you were on your website. But most people are either going to come from referrals, they're going to come from people that you have met at parties, they're going to come from customers, hostesses, and if they don't know what you do, then you're not going to be able to, bless them with this business. There are going to be different emails that you can send out or phone calls, and you can just let people know, hey, I am expanding my business in this area, and I really want to talk to you about it. Do you know anyone that you think could be blessed by this business as well? And that would just be something that you could do. Sit down, make at least a list of 10 people that you've talked about Scentsy. When you were going to hit that $99 button, you told someone, I'm sure, hey, I am going to join Scentsy. Do you use Scentsy? And they're probably like, yeah. It goes, well, will you buy from me if I join? They say, yeah. Well, how many of you have actually gone back to that person and say, hey, you told me that you would do a party for me, or you told me you would buy from me? Because a lot of people get the people behind them, they'll support them, but they never go back to those people. And that's going to be your warm people. And then you're going to have your cool people that are outside of that, going outside of the box. But we'll talk about that in a minute. Okay. So we talked about it being specific. We talked about it being measurable. Now we're going to talk about it being achievable. Stretch and challenging goals with an ability to achieve outcome. What is the action-oriented verb? You need to have a verb behind your goals. It has to be things like earn the trip. Earn is very important because it means that's something you had to do to get it. You didn't win it. You actually earned it. There was a lot of hard work that came with the trip that you're getting ready to go on. We're getting ready to leave tomorrow morning to go to Cancun. It was the Can Do Cancun thing that we had with Scentsy, our trip, and I earned it, and my husband's going to go with me, but it's also leadership. It's going to be where they're going to teach us ways that we can come back and help you in many, many ways. So I'm really excited about it. And the neat thing about it is that when I was telling Steve about it, is that I earned it. I didn't have to pay the $500 this time to go. So it's nice they had that. And each year, I like the fact they're opening it up to everyone to be able to earn a trip to go to leadership. They've done that 2 years in a row now. And when I've gotten there, there have been lead and star consultants there and superstar consultants. So it hasn't only been directors. So it has been something that people have been able to put on their desk and say, hey, I am going to Cancun. So they're going to open up something again, you'll see in August, or they'll do a thing in May and let you know what your months are going to be for qualifications. For us, it was from May until July, into July. And that's how we got leadership. So hopefully they'll do something really exciting like that again. So make sure it's achievable. Make sure that you have an action verb behind your goal. The next thing is relevant. How does goal tie into your key responsibilities? And how is it aligned to objectives? How is it relevant in your life? Think about it. How is it going to make your life easier? How is it going to give you self-confidence? Because, wow, you finally did it. How awesome is that? You know, when I started this business, I saw people in direct sales, in Mary Kay and jewelry companies and Prepaid Legal and all these different companies. I saw people going on these trips and coming back, and I really didn't believe that. I was like, you know, that's not true. That could never happen to me. And I was talking to someone the other day about this and thought to myself, man, this is such a blessing to work for a company that actually takes us on a trip. Because do you know how much money it would take for us to be able to go somewhere, especially with my family? When we went to Disney, they took 6 of us there. That is really a blessing that you guys could definitely earn. And if you want to earn this and you want that to be one of your goals for 2015, we can get together and we can have an action plan and put that together for you, because anyone can do that. I'm telling you, if I could do this, anyone could do this. Now, the next thing is time bound. Set one or more target dates. The by when to guide your goal to successful and timely completion. Include deadlines, dates, and frequency. That is going to be where you're going to have your small increments of time for goals. You're going to say, by March, I want to be certified. I want to have $1,000 that I have sold between now and March so that I know I'm getting that 25%. I want to be a lead consultant. I want to have recruited one person and they had to be active for $150. And together we put in $1,000 group for me to become a lead consultant. There's all kinds of different ways that you can sit back at your calendar and look and make small little goals that are going to be very achievable. But you got to make them small, because a lot of times, what if I started January and I said, okay, by March, I'm going to lose 20 pounds. And everybody at the gym I think our gym was full the other day. January 1st is always very full, and January 2nd. And then about end of February and March, you're going to see it die down because people have lost their drive. And they made this incredible goal that they weren't able to really meet. Instead, they should have been like, you know, in 2 weeks, I hope that I can lose 2 pounds. And I'm going to eat right. And I'm going to put my plan together to where I'll have all of my clean eating in the fridge, easily accessible, so that I won't eat it on junk food. So you have a plan for each goal that you want to do. So if you want to have $1,000 sold by the end of March, then you study and you know that January is going to be double hostess month. And you can contact people and let them know they can get more than 1/2 off. If they have a $150 party, they get 2, and it doubles. And then you can also let them know the bring back bars, they've come back. They're only available in January. That's it. They're gone, back in the vault like a Disney movie at the end of January. February, we're going to have a sale on the whole catalog. Because why? The new catalog is going to come out March 1st. And why don't we have a transition party? Transition party is whenever I can show you the new scents and the old scents, and together we can have 2 parties where you get free stuff and half off stuff on the old stuff, and free stuff and half off stuff on March 1st when I put it in for you. So you start studying what Scentsy's cycle is, and you will be able to meet these small goals. So that is being smart with your goals. Now, another reason that people fail to achieve their goals is the fear of failure. If you are afraid of failing, you won't take necessary risk required to achieve your goal. For example, you won't make that important phone call because you're afraid that you'll be rebuffed. Or you won't quit your dead-end job and start your own business because you're afraid that you might end up without money. First of all, you got to fix that idea. You got to decide right now that failure for you is strictly a temporary condition. If things don't go the way you like, it's only a setback that at most days delays your eventual success. In other words, accept the fact that you'll sometimes fail, but treat that failure as an unavoidable yet vital component in your quest. You know, I was afraid of failing, and sometimes that can paralyze you because you don't want to pick up the phone and you don't want to talk to people because you're afraid that they're going to say no, or you're afraid that they're not going to want to talk to you. But you will see every single time you pick up that phone and you get a yes or a maybe, it gives you so much more drive to keep calling. Now, a lot of times the first call doesn't go that well, but that's okay because there's statistics that show the more and more you call, the more yeses you're going to hear. That's called go for your no. So make sure you pick up that phone. Make sure you talk to those people. You ask every single person out there if they're interested in this opportunity, if they know anyone that's interested in this opportunity, because you wouldn't believe how many people have had parties for Scentsy and the consultant never asked them to join. And you might say something to them about, have you ever thought about the opportunity of Scentsy? Like, yes, I have, but I didn't know who to contact because the girl that I did the party for never even contacted me about it. So you got to make sure you ask everyone. Then the third thing is fear of success. In many ways, this fear is even more debilitating than the fear of failure. Suppose you achieve something spectacular like enormous wealth. What if it didn't make you happy? What then? What if you ended up losing all of it? What then? Would your friends start acting weird? Would your family be envious? Such thoughts, and they're very common, can cause a highly motivated person to self-sabotage themselves. So the fix to this is to decide that you're going to be happy and grateful today and happy and grateful in the future no matter what happens. Rather than focus on possible problems, envision how wonderful it would be to be able to help your friends and family achieve their goals. So if you watch that movie, that TV show Entourage, that is a really good example of fear of success, where he keeps self-sabotaging himself. I know for me, whenever I became a director, I was shaking in my boots. I was like, oh no, what if they don't like me? What if they don't like the way I lead? What if I disappoint them? And then whenever you start having those thoughts and you start telling yourself those every day, you won't get on the phone. You won't start calling people. You won't make your emails. You won't, post on your group page because you have told yourself they don't like you. You've told yourself you're not a good leader, and you start self-sabotaging yourself. Or if you go to a party, what if they don't buy from me? What if they already have a consultant? What if they don't like the Scentsy? What if they don't like what I say? What if I, stutter? There's all kinds of different things that you can think of for fear of failure. But what if I go to this party and I book 3 more parties and I have 2 people that are interested in recruiting, and oh my gosh, I don't even know how to recruit. I don't even know that I want to be a leader. Those kind of thoughts and things that you say to yourself will self-sabotage you. So think for a minute, are you doing any of those things to yourself? Because if you are, you need to sit back, reevaluate before you make your goals for 2015 and make sure that we correct that. Now, the next thing is an unrealistic timetable. Most people vastly overestimate what they can do in a week and vastly underestimate what they can do in a year. Because of this, most people try to cram too many action items into short term rather than spacing out activities over the long term. The inability to get all the short-term steps accomplished creates discouragement, impression that final goal is slipping away. Fix, as you list the activities and steps required to achieve a goal, schedule only 20% of the activities that will produce 80% of your results. Now, I can tell you I got this from a direct sales site, all of these 5 ways that you can fail, and I'll tell you exactly where you can get those because there is a post that she has about the secret of time management that will help you with time management. And beyond that, set ambitious long-term timetables, but always leave some wiggle room when you plan short-term. So for example, if we have 1,000 people on our team, 20% of them, 200 people are only going to be producing and putting in their 150 every month and working their business. And there is a difference between working your business and selling Scentsy. Selling Scentsy is just trying to get that 150 in, and then you feel good. You can sit back, relax, because you got 2 more months. You don't have to worry about anything. But when you work your business, you're constantly calling your customers that you sold to. You're constantly calling your hostesses that hosted 5 months ago to see if they're ready to host for the new catalog. You're constantly calling people to find out if they need light bulbs and new wax. You're giving out your business cards. You're making samples. There's a lot of different things that you can do because you want to move into the 20% and not stay in that 80%. Another thing you want to do is worrying about dry spots. It's easy to get discouraged when you reach a point at which nothing you do seems to advance you towards your goal. For example, suppose you're trying to master a certain skill. You make swift progress at first, but then after a while, it seems as if you're not doing any better, or maybe a little worse. Some people use plateaus or dry spots as an excuse to give up, and therefore they fail. Well, the way that you're going to fix this is whenever you reach a plateau or a dry spot, it's time to celebrate it instead of giving it up. A plateau is almost always a sign that you're on the brink of a major breakthrough. If you just have the patience to stick with it and trust that you'll eventually achieve your goal, you can do this. You got to celebrate every little thing you do. If you go and you give out 5 samples today and a business card and someone gives you their number and says, contact me because I really want to get some beach, yes, that might just be a $5 bar, but you only have $145 left to go get. Now, you got to think about this for a minute. If you meet someone and they say you want to have a party, they want to have a party with you, you need to celebrate that. You need to put it on our team page. You need to say, hey, yay me for 2015. I've got my first party booked. Yay me for 2015. I've got 2 basket parties out. I want to see you guys yay. I want to see you guys aha moments that's going to occur while you're in this January month, because there's so much. I love January. I'm going to back up for a minute because this is where you can refresh. This is a minute or a month where you can sit back and figure out, what do you want to do with your business? What do you want to, or who do you want to share with? Because from September to December, you don't have those kind of moments where you can sit back and say, oh, what do I want to do now? Because you're constantly selling for Christmas. You're constantly doing parties, constantly calling people. Orders are coming in. You're having to label them. You're having to get them delivered. You can't breathe hardly. And it's awesome. It's such a huge blessing. When I rolled up every day and saw all those boxes at my front porch, of course, I was like, whew, got a lot of work to do. But it's a blessing. It's going to put money on the table. It's going to, bless some people whenever they get their Scentsy. They're going to be so, so happy. This is going to help me earn my trip. This is going to, the person that I deliver this to, they might decide they want to sell. So you always look at things as a blessing and celebrate every little thing that you can. Now, this is kind of like a little timeline. And you can see here and now, and then you can see the goal. And you can see the different tasks that take place between here and the goal, like point A to point B. And that would be the small things you need to do. So if you're here and you want to be certified, you need to write down. You know how Scentsy has the Ascent Academy, where they're sending you things every single Sunday to help your business. You need to put those in play. You need to say, okay, I'm going to make my samples. I'm going to go to the coffee shop and separate my samples because I have 2 hours to kill. Somebody's going to ask you what you're doing. Somebody's going to ask you if they're lip gloss, if they're makeup. They're going to ask you if they can smell them. They're going to ask you what they're for. You're going to be able to talk about basket parties, and you're not going to have to do anything except put your little testers out on the table. So you can think of these little tasks that you can do to meet from one point to another. Now, let's talk about ways to work smart in your business. Step 1, call all of your hostesses and guests from the past 3 to 4 months. That's very important. We're getting ready to roll into a new catalog season in 2 months. This is your time to plant the seeds to be able to get those new catalogs out, to be able to get those new basket parties out and book some home parties. You need to call them from the last 3 or 4 months because a lot of them probably gave Christmas presents or got Christmas presents as Scentsy. Some of them might have wanted Scentsy and didn't get it, but yet they gave it themselves. So you need to call them. You need to thank them for their order from 2015. You need to ask them if there's anything they need. They need a bowl, a Scentsy for Christmas. Are they happy with everything? Have they done the out of the box? You have to do an out of the box call. That is going to be whenever you say, did you get a Scentsy for Christmas? Or did you give one for Christmas? Or do you have one? Have you gotten it out of the box? Was everything okay in it? Was anything broken? Are you happy with it? Do you like the scent that I gave you? I mean, you want to call these people and go through all those things. Tell them about the January promotions and ask them if they'd like to smell the Bring Back My Bars because they're only available from January to January 31st. Make it a goal to try and book 3 parties for January off of all these calls, because if you sit back and you call these people, you're going to get some bookings. And if you don't get a basket party and you don't get a home party, you're going to get a pouch party, which is when you can drop off those Bring Back My Bars and let them smell them. The next thing you need to do for January is commit to listen and read at least 1 training program from Scentsy Consultant Training on your workstation. View some of our YouTube videos from our team. And then you need to write down at least 3 to 5 ideas that you want to implement in your business based on the trainings from the videos. So if you listen to, you know, how to pamper your hostess, or how to start 2015 right, or if you look back and see how to make samples, or whatever it is that you're going to go and listen to in the training call, write down 3 to 5 things that you can do in your business to help it. Now, number 3, set up and launch a Host of the Month club. Set up a Bring Back My Par sample table or a mixer bar. Invite past hostesses and customers over to try it out. Now, a mixer bar is whenever you can take little slivers of bars and put them in different bowls on a table. And you can invite people over to show them that you can make different recipes. So, for example, let's say that you wanted orange, or what do they call it? Orange vanilla, vanilla orange. You could show them sun-kissed citrus and vanilla cream, or vanilla bean buttercream, and if that's gone, you can use simply vanilla, and you can make that orange vanilla scent. If they're looking for like a peppermint, you could take cinnamon bear and peppermint dreams or whiteout and put it together. And I like to have little baggies that people can actually experiment, because they're going to come in, they're going to look at the Bring Back My Bars, they're going to probably put in an order, I'm going to give them a catalog, I'm going to give them some kind of incentive for coming over to my home that day. Could be a scratch-off card. They get 10% off their order, 5%, or maybe they'll get a free scent circle with their purchase. So do something that you can set up and launch some kind of a Host of the Month club. Because each person there, if you tell them, hey, if you host sometime within the year, all you need to do is get 12 different people. And if they will host sometime during the year and they will buy at least $20 a month, you can rotate people out of a hostess club month, and you can have $150 parties every single month, because you have your hostess program that we have talked about on another YouTube video, but we also have it on our Facebook page about the exclusives and things that you can do for hostesses. So if I know that I have 12 people that have to have, let's see, $14, that's pretty good, $14, a 3-pack every single month, and they will commit to buying a 3-pack every single month, then I know that 1 month out of the 12 months, one of those 12 people are going to be a hostess for one of my parties during the year. And that'll keep me at $150 all year long. But that's called your Host of the Month club. Then you can also do where you pamper your hostesses, where you invite your hostesses back from, you know, August to December and say, hey, it's the beginning of a new year. It's time to sit back, have a girls' night, or, you know, give them a reason to party, have come out, make the mixer bar. People love mixer bars. I found that to be true. And just set something up at your home and invite people over, or get the baskets out there and have them share with different people. And you can even give them slivers of things too to make little recipes. Number 4, send out an email asking people this quick question. And it needs to say this: I'm so excited about 2015. I have a business that's quickly expanding in our area and in yours. I don't know if you know of anyone you think would love to be blessed by this opportunity. If so, I would like to share it with you and them. Then you can talk about the referral program and the hostess program, because I have found by sending this email out to just my hostesses and customers, a lot of times they'll sit back and they'll look at the circle of people that they talk to and say, well, you know, Mary buys Scentsy and Julie buys Scentsy, and wow, you know, Angela loves the laundry stuff. I bet they'd sell it, or maybe, you know, maybe I should sell it, because if I sell it, then I could take care of all 3 of them. So people sit back and think, wow, I'm not going to give out my friends because maybe I could sell to them. And I've had a very positive experience with sending out emails in the beginning of the year and people coming back and saying that they want to join because they realize they do have a circle that I can't get to without them. And then if you are a leader, and you are a leader the minute that you have one person underneath you, there's one person that you have sponsored, congratulations, because you're now a leader. Take half a day and call your downline. If you have 1, great. And if you have 20, you need to sit down, check in with them, learn how you can support them with their goals for 2015, and give them ideas to how to succeed in the new year. Get them to tell you about their goals and dreams for 2015. Because if you help them with their goals and dreams and being able to reach them, they're going to indirectly help you as well. So together, if you have 1 and they really want to be able to put in their first party within the next, 15 days because they just joined and they want to get shooting star, you're going to help them. And then you're going to work on getting your orders as well and getting your party. So together you guys can get a group sale and you can promote, and they can promote at the same time. So if you're a leader, go ahead, pick up the phone and start calling your downline. It's very, very, very important to stay in contact with people. Never just let them go. There's been so many people I've found before that says, well, so-and-so sponsored me, but I never heard from them. So you want to make sure you always talk to your downline, okay, and talk to everyone. Okay, the next thing we're going to talk about are the 3 C's in our business. The 3 C's is customer, consultant, and connector. And the more you share with people, the better your number game is going to be, because Scentsy or any direct sales is definitely a number game. Because the more and more people that you talk to, you've got a better chance of someone wanting to join your team or having a party or referring you to someone. So your customer is going to be very important. You want to always contact them about when their favorite scents are going to be discontinued or whenever their favorite scent is actually going to come back. You want to find out if there's anything you can do for them, if they need any wax or if they need any bulbs, because they are going to give you referrals. The what is it called? I can't think of the name of it now, but people spread word of mouth. That's it. Word of mouth is huge in this business. I've talked about before on YouTube, our YouTube video, how the mavens are extremely important. A maven is someone who will never really host for you or buy from you, but they will spread your name like wildfire because you constantly called them. I mean, there's one girl that I can call and say, hey, what is one of the scents? Spice grapefruit is coming back. I just want to let you know because it's only going to be here till January 31st. And she'll go, oh man, I really, really, really would like to get it. I'm like, okay, well just, host a party. Okay, well, I don't know that many people. Well, it's okay, just hit the basket around. And a lot of times they come back and they say, well, I didn't really get $150 in orders, but so-and-so wants to have a party. So-and-so wants to smell this. So-and-so wants to smell this. So they are going to definitely send you referrals because you have constantly let them know what's going on with Scentsy. Then you have, the consultant. Let's say a 31 consultant or a premier consultant or anyone who works in another direct sales. The fact that they're out there and they're wanting to work a business and they are in they're self-employed because there is no ceiling in self-employment. What you put into it is what you get out of it. The harder you work, the better you're going to do. The more people you talk to, the better you're going to have a chance of someone, hosting for you and booking for you and joining your team. When you go to a 9-to-5 job and you're making, I don't know, let's just say they make $60,000 a year and you're up for a promotion at the end of the year, you're going to have a certain percentage, but you're going to stay at that income all year long. Now that's an awesome income. Let's just say that you make $21,000 a year and you would like to have a lot more things. You'd like to be able to go on trips. You'd like to be able to pay your car off. You'd like to be able to stay home with your kids because you don't get to see them that much because you're at the 9-to-5 job. The more and the harder that you work in that job, you're not gonna get anything out of it. You're not gonna get paid more. You're not gonna, you might get a promotion at the end of the year whenever they reevaluate things. But with Scentsy and any direct sales, the harder you work, the more sales you make, the more you talk to, the better your chances of being able to make those dreams come true. So think about the consultants that you know. Think about the people. Are you happy with 31? Are you happy with Radiant and Fields? Are you happy with Premier? I mean, we don't want to cross market and we don't want to try and pressure people, but we want to know. You obviously saw something in direct sales. Is it meeting your expectation? If it's not, let me tell you about mine because ours is pretty awesome. And if you ever want to come over, I would love to have you. So just let them know it's out there because you'll never know until you ask. And there's so many people on here that do other things other than Scentsy, and they do Scentsy as well. And it works out beautifully for them. And they wouldn't have known if somebody didn't ask. Because I know one of my neighbors, for example, she sold Park Lane. And I always thought to myself, you know what? She sells Park Lane. She's not going to want to know about Scentsy. She sells Park Lane. She's not going to know about Scentsy. I even had a open house, and I didn't invite her because I didn't want to take away her Park Lane experience. I know that sounds crazy, but it's true. And one day I was outside, and she walked up, and I said something to her about Scentsy, and she asked me, why hadn't you ever asked me about it? And I'm like, well, you do Park Lane. She goes, I know, but I'm not getting what I thought I would get. You have to do this, this, and this. And she started telling me. I'm like, wow, well, let me tell you about Scentsy. And she ended up joining, and she moved over to Virginia. But absolutely love her. Her name's Amy. And I'm sure she wouldn't mind that told that at all because she actually has that as her story as well. So you never know. You can talk to other consultants and other businesses and just ask them, are you getting what you want out of your business? because let me just share with you what mine does, and maybe you know someone who could help me out, or maybe down the road you might want to join me in my venture. And then you have your connectors, which are basically your mavens. They're going to be the ones that you can call up. They're going to be your event coordinators. They're going to be the people that run an ad for you if you decide that you want to run an ad for your business. Or they're going to be like your teachers and the daycare providers who you're not necessarily doing parties for, you're not necessarily doing home parties for, but you're going to let them know you sell Scentsy, because your goal is to let everyone know in your life that you sell Scentsy. And if they don't know you sell Scentsy, then you have not done your job as a Scentsy consultant, because I want to be able to walk out of here and the guy down the corner look and see me come out and say, oh gosh, she's probably going to deliver Scentsy. Whether or not that's a good thing or not, I want them to know that's something that I do. So look at your circle. Tell me, does your cousin know that you sell? Does your friend from high school that is on Facebook with you, have you ever contacted them and let them know that you sell? Does your mom's friends know that you sell? Do your daughter's friends know that you sell? You just want to look and know that you don't want to miss out on an opportunity to be able to share, and let them know. They might not want to join, and that's fine. They might not want to have a party. They might not want to buy. They might be allergic to scents, but they know people, and you can do referral programs because you can help them out. Let's just say that they don't want to buy or they can't afford to buy. Well, you can give them an extra half off because you have one as a consultant every time you put in a party, and say, hey, if you can send me somebody, I'll be happy to get you the charity warmer half off. So there's all kind of incentives that you can use for your connectors who actually aren't buying, aren't doing parties for you. So sit back in your life and try and figure out who your connectors are. Okay? So why is January a good time to party? Well, first of all, people need a reason to party, and that is what you do for a living. We do basket parties, pouch parties, home parties, fundraiser parties, office parties, velada parties. We do all kinds of parties, and people have just come off of this really big wave of Christmas, and they might be broke because they're having to pay back Christmas, or maybe some of them actually saved up for Christmas. And they're looking for a reason to get some Scentsy because they didn't get any for themselves. There's a little thing on Facebook I've seen that says, oh, so you didn't get any Scentsy for Christmas. Let me help you. So people are actually looking for reasons to party in January. And you wouldn't believe it, because I used to think that people are so tired of Christmas that they're just not wanting to buy anything else. But this is a great time. It's going to get cold. People are going to have cabin fever, and they're going to have reasons to have get-togethers and talk to other people. You might have some girls that love to have girls' night outs. So a girls' night out is definitely in order. Say, hey, next Thursday night, we'll have a book club. We're going to read this book, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Everybody come over. Bring somebody We'll sit back and smell the scents and talk about this book. Or, have a wine and cheese night and share your scents. Because a girls' night out, a lot of people are not going to say no to. Your company, Scentsy, offers you great incentives in January to get everyone excited. And I spelled that wrong too. So think about all the things that's going on in January. We're going to have the double host this month. We have the Bring Back My Bars. We have the Charmer Warmer. We have a lot of things that are happening in January that are going to give you reasons to do parties. If their funds are short, hosting a party is a great solution. The credit card bills from the holiday shopping are now arriving. So a lot of people will say, I spent all my money at Christmas. I had to go get the Xbox 360 for my son, but I didn't get any Scentsy. Well, great. Give them a basket. Give them the Bring Back Bars. All they got to do is get up $150, and they can get $15 free and 2 half-offs this month. So there's a lot of reasons that January is a great time to party. So working hard for something we don't care about is called stress. But working hard for something that you love is called passion. And in this business, you want to do what you love, and you want to love what you do, because it shows in everything. There's a lot of people that I'll run into, and I've been doing Scentsy for 5 years now, and I say, I can't believe you're still doing it. I didn't know that, you would fall in love with it like that, or I thought that it would be short-lived, and you kind of proved them wrong, and you stuck with it, and you did well with it, and now they're buying from you, because in the beginning, they're like, I don't know about this. I'm just going to watch and be quiet and see how they do. So make sure you love what you do, because it shows, and the passion pours out, and Scentsy is one of the greatest companies that gives back, and there's all kind of stories with different consultants that you can share with other people, because if your story doesn't connect with someone, someone's story will. And, you know, if you have someone that really needs to, you know more about Scentsy, and you don't feel like you have enough information about it, you know, I'll be happy to share with you and talk with them, or your sponsor can, or your director can. I mean, don't let them go just because you don't have a story that connects, because maybe you're not the single mom and they are, or maybe you haven't lost a loved one and they did, or maybe you didn't lose your job and they did. There are so many people in our group that have a story that will definitely inspire them to be able to do more. So in January, there are a couple things that you want to think about. You have your Charmer and Ice Hotel. And I want to talk about this warmer for a second. I know a lot of you guys have probably seen this warmer pasted all over Facebook with different kinds of things in it, from food to wrapping paper to, gosh, I can't even think what all I saw on there now. I think there were leaves, different kind of charms. Well, just to let you know, if you do this as a consultant, we cannot advertise it, because we are a consultant and therefore we're advertising. Since he just put something out in the news feed, and it'll be out in the morning. It was today, Sunday. Yes, it'll be out in the morning. You can read it, and they'll tell you that that warranty is going to be voided. They do not want us doing that. Lawsuits can come, especially people who are using different kinds of brand names, like, you know, Hello Kitty, Frozen. And it's such a great idea. And if your customers do it, that is great. Just make sure you know that the warranty is voided, and that Scentsy will not back that up if something goes wrong with it, because they didn't use it the way that Scentsy intended. Now, if you have the Charmer warmer and you have your charms in it that Scentsy gave you and something goes wrong with it, yes, they're going to definitely replace it. And I think Orville even said something about that if something electrical or anything happens with the warmer itself, they're going to stand behind it. But they don't want you to be stupid and do crazy things with your warmer. And it could be dangerous, especially if it's not something that it's heat resistant and could catch on fire. So make sure you tell your customers, if they say, oh, I've been dying to get this warmer because I want to put a picture of, I don't know, sharks or something in it, you need to say, hey, that sounds like a great idea, but, you know, we don't advise it, and the warranty is voided if you use it and you damage it, and not the way that Scentsy wanted. So I want you guys to know about that, because I've seen pictures everywhere about that. Then, of course, you have your bricks that sold out in November, but they're back, and they're closed out at $16, and there's 10 different bricks that are available. So that is a really, really good deal. Then you have your Bring Back My Bars, and the Bring Back My Bars, like I said, are only available from January to January 31st, and you can get those suckers out there and get orders. They have deals for $12 for $45. They have some great deals with these. So get your customers, you can look on your workstation, and if you've been with Scentsy for a while, then you can pull up these bars and see who ordered them before, and you can call them and let them know they're back. And if you're new to Scentsy, then it's a great time that you can get these out there. And then that way, if they come back again, you can call them, or you can say, hey, you know, Hemingway has apples in it. Do you like apples? So there's all kinds of ways that you can get these out. And then, of course, January is Double Hostess Month, like we said before, where it smells twice as nice. Earn double half-off host rewards when you host a Scentsy party in January. And I closed a party yesterday for $400, and normally at $400 you get 4 half-offs. So we got 8 half-offs, and the girl just didn't know what to do with herself. So it is such a great time to be able to host a party in January. Then, of course, we have February coming. And in February, we're going to have the cutest little warmer. I don't know if you guys have seen him yet, but he's the Easter Bunny warmer, and he is just adorable. And he is going to be our February warmer. And the name of the new scent is going to be Pink Haze, and it sounds delicious. But in February, you have to remember that you're going to have 10% off fall and winter catalogs with some exclusions. You can order March mini and party transition testers at 10% off from your workstation. Spring Sprint is in February, and it's in Fayetteville near us. Some of you guys are going to be going in different areas, and we want to hear from you where you're going to go. There are so many locations, but the deadline to actually register is January 13th. And then you're also going to get an enhanced kit month. If anyone joins in February, they get an enhanced kit, and then a warmer of the month is always in February too. So you can see it's going to be 10% off the Easter Bunny for the warmer of the month. So like I said earlier, working hard for something we don't care about is stress, and working hard for something we love is called passion. I love that quote. That's why I put it in here twice, because I have it in my office, and I just want to remember that I don't want to be stressed out about my job. I don't want a job. I don't want a job. I want something that I love, and I want to have passion behind it, because your thinking becomes your thoughts, and your thoughts become your words and actions, and your words and actions become your future. And I have a little thing called bucket goals, and if you went to Spring Sprint last year, you got this as a gift from me, but I'm going to show it to you so you guys can make your own, and it's a great way to be able to keep up with your goals for the new year. So I'm going to close this off and get back to me. Hello. Now this is my bucket goal list. I have 6 of them on here, but you can add as many as you want to. All it is a paper clip. I mean, not a paper clip, but can't think what they're called now. Clothespin. A clothespin, and you can put little stars on them or squares or whatever you want, and you can write down what your goals are for the new year. Like one of mine could be to recruit outside of the country, to get 3 recruits a month, to earn the trip. Well, I just earned the trip for 2, so I can take that one and put it in my bucket. That way I know I have already achieved that. Do $2,000 a month. Promote or recruit 20 people in 2015. So there are different things that you can do, and I saw this online, and Annette did it for her team. Chloe, I've done it, but if you didn't get one from us, you can just go to the Dollar Tree, pick up a cute little bucket with some clothespins and little sheets to put on top. And Annette cut these out for me on her Cricut. They're really, really cute. So that's a great way to keep up your goals for 2015. Now, this thing was supposed to have chat on the side, and I do not see it. And I don't know if you're on the call or if you're on Facebook right now, and I don't see anybody on Facebook. So let me see if anybody's on the call. Is there anyone here? Okay. Well, I'm not sure exactly how that worked, but that's okay. We have recorded this, and you guys can look at it and go through it and make sure that you make your goals for 2015. It's very, very important to be goal-oriented in this business, and the more you put out there for yourself, the more that you achieve, you'll keep growing, because like I told you, there's not a ceiling in this business. And if I told you that you could go into a room and there's going to be 200 people in there that you need to talk to, and that you need to find people to host, to buy, and to join, you would probably be, I don't want to do that. But then if I came back and told you, I can guarantee you that 15 people in that room are going to either host, join, or buy. And I don't know how many are going to join, but that might be quite many. Quite many might want to join or host a party. Then I know that you would be willing to go in there and talk to those people. So think about it like that. If you know that there's something on the end of your goal setting, then you're going to go after it. Just like if you knew that there were 4 gold bricks buried in your yard, you keep digging until you found them. So I promise you, people and recruits are like gold. You're going to find them every single day that you share. It might not be right away, but if you plant these seeds, they'll come back to you. And we're going to do a fun challenge in the spring about growing our garden like we did last year. Everybody loved, and it really got everybody motivated. We have challenges each month with the different clubs that we do, and I'll do a drawing for that for our December. And make sure that you get with me to get your gifts. And other than that, you guys have done wonderful. In December, we did well over $100,000. In November, we did almost $150,000. We have done amazing as a group. I believe in you guys. I'm here for you. Your sponsors and directors are there for you. You can make 2015 anything that you want it to be. Okay? Well, as always, God bless you and your businesses. And I'm going to go on to Facebook and see if you guys have any questions. Bye.